In 1958, Rabbi Mordechai Green's shul in downtown Hamilton, Ontario, was on the verge of closing down. The families were all moving to the suburbs, and the rabbi wanted to build a synagogue in the new Jewish neighborhood, but it was going to cost a fortune. Rabbi Green walked into the Royal Bank of Canada in Hamilton and asked to speak to the manager. A man by the name of Mr. Ami welcomed the rabbi into his office. Rabbi Green spoke with confidence and self-assurance because he believed in his cause. He got straight to the point. He said, "I need your help. I want to build a synagogue and I need a $500,000 loan." Mr. Ami leaned in and stared at the rabbi for a full minute without saying a word. Rabbi Green sat still, staring back, as tears began to well up in Mr. Ami's eyes. In a soft and friendly tone, he finally said, "I'm going to help you, Rabbi, and give you the loan. But first, let me tell you why." He took a deep breath and continued. He said, "Many years ago, in the late 1920s, I was a child growing up in Timmins, Ontario. My father passed away, and my mother was left alone with 5 orphans, me and my 4 siblings. We were penniless. We had nothing, and my mother struggled just to keep the family afloat. So there was a local general store owned by a Jewish man named Sam Bukovetsky. He was known for his many acts of kindness. One day, he came to our house and said to my mother, 'As long as I own this store, your children will be clothed. As long as I own the store, you and your family will always have food. You can come into the store and take whatever you need. I will never ask you for money, and you can pay me whenever you want.' Mr. Ami continued. He said, 'I am who I am today only because of Sam Bukovetsky, because of his kindness that he did for our family. His compassion helped us get back on our feet. When you walked into my office and you had your yarmulke on your head, it occurred to me that this could be my chance to finally repay another Jew for Sam's extraordinary kindness.' Rabbi Green was shocked and grateful. The 2 men shook hands and the appropriate papers were signed. The synagogue was built, and it stands today as the center for Jewry in Hamilton. You know, there's a saying, anyone can count the seeds in one apple, but only God can count the apples in one seed. Only God knows the full potential that lies in a single seed that could eventually produce thousands of apples. In the 1920s, Sam Bukovetsky could never have imagined how the seed he planted by helping one family would produce a thriving Jewish community. Don't underestimate the value of one seed, whether it's an encouraging word to someone who's down or a kind deed to someone in need. Every positive act creates reverberations that impact the world.
Past things have happened. We can do better in the future, but we can't do better in the past because that's gone. Canadians should have pride. It shouldn't be a taboo or a stigma. I think they should be more straightforward with it and more open about it. You can be as Canadian as you want to be without feeling like you are being racist or anything of that sort.
Hello guys, welcome to The Real Watch List. My name is Betty. Have you ever noticed that when people talk about their dream country, they rarely start with money? They don't usually say it's because the buildings are taller or the cities are busier. They talk about something much harder to describe. They talk about how they want to feel safe, welcome, and respected, like they belong. And the more I listened to people from all around the world talk about Canada, the more I realized they weren't just talking about a country. They were talking about hope.
The most Canadian thing just happened to me. I'm coming out of the rec center and there's a dad with his son that are coming out just 2 steps before me. The dad pushes the door open, the kid just sneaks out behind him. And then the door starts coming back to me, so I just put my hand to hold it, but the dad sees that the son didn't hold the door open for me, so he turns around and says, it just gives him a signal, and the kid apologizes to me for not holding the door open. Like, he didn't have to. Like, I'm perfectly capable and everything, but if that doesn't tell you Canada, I don't know what else does.
But here's what surprised me. When people describe Canada, they almost never begin with the famous landmarks. They don't spend time talking about mountains, lakes, or skylines. Instead, they remember something much smaller. A stranger who smiled at them, someone who held the door open, a neighbor who offered to help without being asked.
What's up, man? Hey. What are you doing?
You gonna hurt me?
No, I'm concerned. What are you doing?
I'm getting water.
Wait, come over here, man. Why that water, dude? You'll get sick.
Nobody gonna help me.
There's some stores out there that'll give you free water, bro.
Nobody gonna help me. I'm homeless. I got kicked out of 3 stores 30 minutes ago.
And you're gonna drink that. Look at it.
Yeah, thank you.
No, wait. Come on, dude. Put it down, bro.
Why you care? Because I lost my house because I couldn't get a job. I got disability.
I'm gonna give you $5, all right? Get some water with that from the store, okay? Here you go, man.
Thank you.
What's up?
You gave me $500.
Did I?
I'm taking right now. Is you fruit?
I can't stand to see you drinking that water, man. What if I didn't see you?
If you didn't see me, I'd probably be in the hospital.
I'm gonna check you into a shelter and everything will be all right.
Oh, thank you, my guy.
A community that made them feel like they belonged. Those moments might seem ordinary to Canadians, but to someone experiencing them for the first time, they can be unforgettable. And maybe that's what makes Canada different in the eyes of so many people. Not because it's perfect. Canadians know that better than anyone that their country has challenges. Every nation does. But hope has never depended on perfection. Hope comes from believing that kindness still matters, that respect still exists, that people can look out for one another, even in the smallest ways.
So the Daily Mail, right, have printed an article about one of my TikTok stories, and it is a prime example of the difference from people from the UK and people from Canada. If you look at the comments on the video on my TikTok from all of the Canadians, how they've responded, how they just respond in general to any of the videos I put on, and then you go and look at the comments on the article from British people, you'll see why I left the UK. British people have this thing where they can't be happy for anyone, can't support anyone without it being a really negative, awful thing. Canadians are just happy for you. You could do anything. Take your bin out in the morning, they'd be happy for you. In the UK, if you took your bin out, someone would be like, what are you putting that out for? It's wild to me. That is probably the biggest culture shock that I have ever come across. How British people treat people compared to how Canadian people treat people. And that is why I do not miss the UK. And I love Canada.
Here's the part I find fascinating. The things visitors remember most are often the things Canadians hardly notice anymore. Holding the door for someone, thanking the bus driver, respecting personal space, welcoming someone who's new. These aren't the kind of moments that make headlines. Yet, they're often the stories people tell when they return home. They're the moments that stay with them long after the trip is over.
I think I've had the craziest experience in Canada today. As you can see from my golden complexion, I decided to touch grass in Toronto today. And on my walk, I bumped into 2 people that follow the channel. Made me realize how helpful Canadians are. The one girl tapped me on the back and she said to me, I know who you are and I just want to say I can't wait for you to hit 10K. And I was like, that's just really kind. I just thought it was really sweet. And then another woman came over to me and was like, I know who you are on social media. If you ever need help touring around the city, let me know. It's really kind, isn't it? I mean, I've been here for like nearly 2 years, so I don't need that. But that was just really sweet. But it did make me think. And I remember when I first came here, this guy that I met from a run club used to always help me. He drove me to Walmart to do my first ever grocery shop. Offered to put me in his couch whilst my apartment was getting ready as I was transitioning from an Airbnb to a rental. And 18 months later, I'm still getting that level of support from people in Canada. You can't beat that. It's really kind. So thanks, Canada.
Maybe that's why so many people dream of Canada before they've even seen it with their own eyes. They're not simply searching for another place to live. They're searching for the feeling they believe that place represents. A place where kindness still has value, where communities matter, where people from different backgrounds can imagine building a life together. Now, whether every expectation matches reality is different for every person, but the hope itself is powerful. And that's something we don't talk about enough. In a place where so many people feel divided, rushed, or uncertain about the future, hope becomes one of the most valuable things anyone can find. Not because it solves every problem, but because it reminds people that a different kind of life is still possible. Maybe that's why Canada continues to mean so much to so many people around the world. Not because they believe it's flawless, not because they think it's the answer to every problem, but because for many, it represents the possibility that kindness, respect, and community can still exist together. Perhaps that's the real reason people keep looking forward to Canada. They're not looking for perfection, they're looking for hope. And sometimes it takes people from the outside world to remind us of the value of things we've started to see as ordinary. Before you go, I'd love to hear your thoughts. When people around the world think about Canada, what do you think gives them hope? Is it the people, the values, the communities, or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to know what you think. So guys, please remember to like the video. This has been The Real Watchlist. Please kindly consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't. For those who have, thank you so much, guys.